If you look at demand aggregation, if it is a Zomato or a Swiggy, so they connect with the end customer and they collect the demand.
Yes.
Now the next step is actual delivery and logistics. Nobody does it themselves.
Are you telling me Swiggy doesn't have its own fleet?
They don't own the fleet. Either contractual individual people or fleets like us. Logistics is a different business in itself. So if you take Zomato, their core strength is getting the demand from the customers, B2C. So fulfillment is different.
Visakh, we keep talking about India's consumption story. India has a great consumption story. The biggest companies in India that have been built over the last few decades, and even now, the sexiest startups are Swiggy, Zepto, etc. In the past, the biggest companies have been HUL, ITC. Sure, there have been Infosys of the world as well. But if you talk about India building for India, it ends up being consumer, right? But there's a big belt that's powering this consumer, and Zepto, Zomato, etc. haven't been built on selling a new product to the consumer, but it's the logistics part of it. So, how big of an opportunity is logistics still in India?
See, I would say if you look at demand aggregation, which is what you have spoken about till now, right? So anyone who
Demand
looks at
aggregation, as in
if a Zomato,
simplify it for me.
yeah, if it is a Zomato or a Swiggy, so they connect with the end customer and they collect the demand from them. So if you want to order food, they collect the demand from you.
Yes.
Now the next step is delivery, actual delivery and logistics.
Yes.
So if you actually look at this, nobody does it themselves, like a Zomato or Swiggy.
Are you telling me Swiggy doesn't have its own fleet?
They don't own the fleet. So
it's contractual people.
So either contractual individual people
Acha.
or fleets like us.
Oh, so you're a provider to Swiggy?
Yes. So we provide to all these players.
Right.
So the idea here is logistics is a different business in itself. You build your business based on your core strength. So if you take Zomato, their core strength is getting the demand from the customers, B2C.
Got it.
So we work with them on a B2B model.
Fulfillment.
So fulfillment is different. So now imagine that world has demand and supply.
Yeah.
Right? And if demand is aggregated in a tech fashion and supply is aggregated in a manual fashion, the pace of supply versus demand getting fulfilled,
supply will
there'll
keep
be a
playing
big
catch
gap,
up. Yeah.
Right? That's what is happening in the market.
Okay.
So the way we look at it is a big supplier can become larger than the largest aggregator in the world.
A big supplier can become larger than the largest aggregator in.
To give an example, now Amazon is $1 trillion company. Right? Sometimes it is there, sometimes shares falls down. But if Amazon wants to do a business which is mobility, it's a different business for them. Now come back to the supply side. Supply side, I can aggregate any type of vehicle. This vehicle can cater to Amazon's needs. The same vehicle with the same driver can cater to a mobility need also. Say, I can aggregate auto rickshaws and I can aggregate fleet, say cargo vehicles in the same fleet.
Okay.
But Amazon, to do a mobility business, they will have to do what Uber does.
What does Uber do?
Uber does aggregation of mobility demand. Amazon looks at e-com demand.
Right.
Now, e-com and mobility are two different sectors.
Correct.
But both of them need supply.
Right.
So a large supplier, a tech-based large supplier, can actually become bigger than an Amazon or a Uber.
I mean, if you have a bunch of vehicles,
which can be deployed,
thousands of vehicles, you can give it to Uber, you can give it to Amazon, you can whatever moves on the road for whatever purpose, you can also give it to healthcare if you want.
And with very minimal change. Say, for example, I work with Amazon on a B2B model. I work with Uber on a B2B model.
Right.
The only thing that changes is the form factor of the vehicle. An auto rickshaw versus a cargo vehicle. The drivers are similar in thought process, similar in behavior.
Yeah.
The way it works. Say, for example, I work with Porter. So Porter is on demand. Similarly, Uber is also on demand.
Right.
So the model has similarities. So my business model will be simplified.
Got it.
And somebody has to build that large supply, which can be deployed anywhere and anytime, which is what demand side has already built. Now we are actually doing a catch-up game, but somebody does this with a tech plus execution game, they will be the kingmakers.
Right. Now, understood. I mean, you're trying to throw focus on how big an opportunity this could potentially be, because while you have verticals around where the demand is captured, it could be in food, it could be in mobility, it could be in packers and
Pharma,
movers, whatever else,
anything
doctors
that
on
moves in the
demand,
world.
anything, for tutors for that matter someday. Okay, understood that. Tell me, let's zoom out a little bit. We've seen delivery, we've seen Shiprocket. I won't say Shiprocket is an aggregator of fulfillment guys.
Yes.
Delivery, who else? Shadowfax,
Delivery,
delivery,
Shadowfax,
eCart. eCart was, I would argue, was built by Flipkart.
Flipkart, but they didn't do their own deliveries.
Right. So looking at the ecosystem, and some good players have come out of it, like delivery is likely to do an IPO, has done an IPO.
Yeah, it's already listed.
Right. What remains in this sector?
See, what remains
As
is
a
a
play.
big change.
Okay.
So what we think is the marketplaces
Huh.
need not be there if you have a good supply.
Right.
See, why does the marketplace exist? Because there's a demand already being created at a faster pace, and supply is not matching. If supply is directly connected, there's no middle marketplace which is required. Now, marketplace has been built. Marketplace also built in a way that they were trying to aggregate the supply side, but they were not controlling the supply side. So that is where you have to go one step further, build a full stack company which works in supply and fulfillment. If that is coming in, and only thing that remains is the 3PL, where you have to have warehouses to store the inventory that an Amazon or a Flipkart wants to deliver. That part will go into the infra play. You don't need to look at the logistics play. Logistics will be, the demand and supply will be directly connected. So you link these two directly. That's what is remaining.
For a new builder, opportunities.
For a new company.
For a new builder looking at logistics, opportunities.
See, the what we envision,
open opportunities.
Yeah. So what we envision is somebody like a Blue Dart or a FedEx. It's taken 30-40 years to build that large empire, right? Giant. Now,
what is the word? Multinational
companies, right? Multiple countries, multiple geographies.
Yeah.
They took 30-40 years.
Right.
And they have replicated their success in one geography to another geography by doing the same thing over and over again.
Yes.
Now the world is changing.
Right.
That you don't have 30-40 years. See, if you ask me as a founder, I don't have 40 years to build. Right? By the time I'm maybe 80, 90, I don't want to get to a stage where I become a Blue Dart at that point of time. So we all have horizon of 5 years, we have to become big. So if something has to happen like that, you look at the Amazon story, right? They were able to quickly spread across the world because it's a tech-based product. So if you look at logistics per se, it is not tech-oriented even now. The deployment is manual, procurement is manual, the procuring vehicles is manual, operating it is a very big manual effort, financing is also manual. So there are a lot of stakeholders which act on silos. So what we feel is it has to be a hybrid SaaS model.
Enabler sort of a play instead of building another FedEx or another delivery.
So you can control few geographies with an efficient way of hardware tech that you're building, software tech. And then when you go to a new geography, don't always think that you need to always do logistics. Think about it a little differently. You orchestrate logistics in certain geographies and move fast.
What is the gap to solve?
The gap is...
no, I mean, think about that's what you're trying to say. The gap is this.
Yes.
Think about what the gap to solve is.
Yes.
Got it. Okay. This is good. Thank you.
Thank you. Nice meeting you.